What is up, everybody? We are back. MuseMe TV, episode 135. It's been a long one, guys. We waited till the weekend, and we're back. Thank you. We are live. You guys are awesome. You are awesome. I love you all. Thank you. Today in the studio, we actually have a special guest. This guy is, I know him from the comedy scene, and what's even crazier is that he's literally the first guy I met in the comedy scene. First person. I didn't know anybody. Nobody went to an open mic, and I was like, hello, where's the open mic at? Hey, I'm the host of this open mic tonight. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Tell me about that experience. I'm curious from your perspective.
Nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
You were pretty warming. You're a nice person. Didn't seem like intimidating, or you weren't like, sign-ups over there. You're like, oh, nice
piece of garbage.
Yeah, nice to meet you. You're like, nice to meet you. What's your name? My name's Angel, and then I think we had a discrepancy about my name.
A discrepancy.
Everyone always messes up my name, so
look, I'm very.
So something went on, and yeah, I just signed up and was introduced. And this is this guy's first time on stage.
Give it up for this guy.
Yeah.
And then you went up on stage and you were funny.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Don't do that to yourself.
Okay, tell me.
Okay, so what I remember from your first time is I don't remember like specific jokes, but I remember that you had good stage presence. Okay. Even though that like you have like a laid back posture and a quiet demeanor. Like
I'm hunchback. I get it.
You're hunchback. Yeah, I'm buttering it up, with like the English language, but.
What's up, man? Thank you for joining.
No, I remember you had a stage presence. It was like, oh no, I want to watch this guy. Like there's people that get up and it's their first time or it's not their first time, and your eyes just start drifting anywhere else but there.
And you just don't feel it.
But like you had it, and I was like, oh, and this guy, like, look at him. He's not rambling like I do. He's just like, here's a sentence, and then here's a punchline to that sentence, and the punchline was fine, or the punchline was good. It was good. Yeah, it was a good first time.
Yeah, it was actually a great experience. Like, oh my god, it was because I've been on stage before though, because I played music and I have that kind of background of like being able to be in front of people. So I'm glad you noticed that.
Yeah,
but it was just a different ball game.
Yeah,
it's totally different.
You're hiding behind nothing.
It was intense. So that was crazy for me. And again, you were the first person in that scene. I was like, holy smoke, this is Tito. Smoke. Fuck.
What?
But
did I make you nervous by calling out the word?
Yeah, that I totally rammed over. It just totally ruined it. Smoke.
That is something that I was and am proud of, is being a welcoming presence.
Okay.
Because I feel that I can do it genuinely, and so I have cultivated it.
Okay.
I think that a lot of people got started at my open mic. I was a first open mic for a lot of people, and it was really nice to like welcome them in and be like, look, here's some X, Y, and Z shit. I'm gonna like these fears that you have in your head. I'm gonna like knock those away. And there'd be people that'd be like, oh, I don't know. And I'll do this move where I'd be like, okay, look, this is what I want you to do. You're gonna write down your name on the list, and then you can cross it off, but you got to write it down. Yeah. Or like write it down and then like go and have a drink and then come up and cross off if you want.
Yeah, don't.
And they never would, and it's fine. But it's just like, look, man, baby steps. Like it's a nerve-wracking thing.
It really is. It really is. There's some. I'm not gonna brag, but
no, go for it. Brag.
I went straight up. Like I didn't do any like, oh, I'm gonna go scout it. I'm gonna go check it out. I just was like, where's an open mic? Let's go look it up. I'm doing it. I signed up and I went. There's people that I know now that I've been doing comedy that still go to open mics. Maybe next week I'll sign up. Yeah. And I'm just like, whoa, how long have you been doing this? Oh, it's about like 4 months now. Like, you're that dude.
You just need to jump. You just need to break that pattern, and you just need to do it. And like, you remember when you were on the other side, like, it is legitimately scary, but once you're on this side, you're like, oh dude, like, you are building a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah.
Like, it's whatever. I spent a year in my head thinking like, oh man, I want to do stand-up so bad. I got it, but I have to have that perfect first set, Otherwise, I'm worthless, and, I will never be back, and I'll be shamed, and all this stuff that you build up in your head.
Yeah.
And so it was always about, like, that perfect first set. I got to write it out. And I never did. I just thought about it. And then a whole year passed, and I was like, oh, fuck, I'm never going to do this. I need to do it tonight.
Just do it.
And I can't invite anybody. Do it for me. Do it tonight. Same thing as you. I looked up what's an open mic that's happening tonight.
Yeah.
And on like the train ride home, because I worked in the 1950s. I like
monorail.
Yeah, exactly. One way to the open mic. And I just jotted down some quick jokes and ideas that I had. Because, it's like, funny stories I tell my friends about how, like, I bit a woman on her leg while I was drunk.
Yeah.
And almost chased her kind of like a dog. And I went up and did it, and it was like, yeah, I got some laughs. But it was so good just to be on that side of it. And so I try to, like, push everybody to just get on that side of
it. To do it.
Yeah.
Because that's the first part is, like, once I did it the first time, it doesn't seem as bad. I mean, it's bad, but it doesn't seem as bad. It's that weird, like, gray filter that you never really see until you actually break it.
Or it's like, oh, it's not like red shift, blue shift. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I feel like I could make an analogy to, like, the red shift, blue shift thing with sound, but I'm not that smart.
You're just
so I'm just going to, like, reference it and hope you get the area that I'm talking about, and you get the area that I'm talking about, and then we're going to move on with our lives.
Colors, people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, open mics. How long have you been doing it at that spot? Because, unfortunately, you broke my heart.
I broke my own heart.
When I just started.
I know.
I just started, and all of a sudden, it gets, I don't want to say shut down, but it just stopped.
It ended. It ended. And there's it was, I created, along with Elena, my co-host, my co-creator of that spot, we created an open mic that I was extraordinarily proud of.
Okay.
And we did it for, I want to say 4 years. That can't be accurate. It has to be maybe 3 years, but maybe 4 years. Somewhere in there. Definitely more than 2 years. It lasted like a longer amount of time than open mics normally last.
Okay.
We'll put it that way. It's, it was weird because Elena and I dated, and we put it together when we were dating, and then we ran it, I think, pretty fucking tight, and we learned a lot of how to do a better job, and then we split, and that made it difficult, because not only did we break up, and then it's like, oh, we have to see each other once a week now.
Oh, man.
It's also, we were in improv together, and we built a team that featured both of us together.
Okay.
So
you guys weren't, not I don't want to say you guys were an act, but you guys kind of did stuff together.
Oh, no, we did everything together, and then I got her into capoeira, which is something that I used to be into, and then I got, exactly.
I don't want to do all
you totally got it. No, you totally understand it.
All I know it from is just Eddie Gordo.
Eddie Gordo? I mean, that's pretty cool. Guess what? I don't know about that.
You don't know who Eddie Gordo is?
No, because that was, well, not the Sega Saturn. How back am I going? Tekken, right?
Yeah.
Tekken? I never played Tekken. I didn't have a PS2. That's when it really popped with Tekken Tag Tournament, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that what you started on?
I think it was Tekken 2.
Okay.
But I think that was Tekken Tag Tournament. But Tekken 2 is where I started to learn about it. And I was like, this is cool. And that's an actual fighting style?
It's an actual fighting style, and it's fucking dope, dude.
That's the craziest part about that shit.
I do that shit. But I got into it, and I got her into it. And so there's a moment when when we're broken up, and it's like, all right, see you, Tuesday. Like, this was the schedule for me and my ex. It was Tuesday was the free day, and then Wednesday was improv rehearsal. Thursday was capoeira. Friday was an improv show. Saturday was capoeira. Sunday was the open mic. Monday was capoeira. And so it was just like, oh, I see my ex 6 days a week.
Oh, God.
that's a challenge.
Well, I mean, at least there are those relationships that you can keep as a friendship, and it does work correctly.
I mean, it's good because you learn how to control your emotions and your bullshit.
Yeah.
And so we managed to build a friendship and then like keep the show going, but she just wanted to stop. And I went through like a rough patch where I was just like I was being overprotective. I didn't want another co-host there, but I wanted one, and I don't know, and my mind wasn't there, and I let the quality of the show slip. And things that I should have been better at controlling, I wasn't, because I just wasn't emotionally there. And that went on for a few months. And then I finally like found my footing, and I was having fun. I was like starting to host again and like have zingers and all this shit, and everything's going well. And then it was a little late. It was a little late. Like the audience had dwindled, and so the Vinny wasn't making as much money as they wanted to be. And so it was no longer as much of a win-win as it used to be.
Okay.
And so that was really frustrating because it's I'd got my groove back, and it was like a little arrhythmic. It was a little behind the beat.
Okay. But yeah, again, when I started though, I came into the scene, I'm thinking this is how it's done. Like this is the hype. Look, you were part of some great shows. Like that's a good room. I think what was the biggest show that I saw was what's his name's Goodbye Party.
Julian?
Yeah.
Fuck, we fucking destroyed that room.
Yeah, it was good. That was the first time I really felt like, oh, I get what comedy scenes are now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I understand it.
Was that the first time that you had seen live comedy?
Not live comedy, but that's the first time like I've seen a packed room like that with a show where you guys like organize. Not an open mic.
Where it's a curated show.
Yeah, not an open mic.
Yes, not an open mic. Yeah, when it's like that, it's like, dude, it's an incredible feeling to be there live. Look, I'm sure you could watch a Netflix special where on paper, like, oh, these jokes are definitely funnier than what you saw in that room. But there's that disconnect of the screen. Like being there live in the room, it's a better experience.
Yeah, it is way better.
It's way better. Even though the jokes aren't as good, the experience is better and you're laughing more. So like imagine, dude, when I saw Bill Burr live, oh my God, I thought I was going to die.
Dude,
I mean it. Like my body hurt from laughing. I wanted him to stop. I needed him to stop talking because it hurt too much.
I still haven't experienced that yet. I haven't I've always liked comedy, little niches of it, but then I got into comedy like a year ago, and then I was like, oh, this is awesome. But I've never been to like an actual big comedian show or anything, or one of those traveling guys that are just coming through and stuff like that.
A traveling comic is like always worth checking out.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like a real fan of comedy, because you just want to see what's going on. But generally, if they are touring, like they know how to work a room, and it's worth a night out to see that.
But now
to get that live experience.
Now that I've been in the comedy scene, I know a little bit more. Now I kind of know the niches of getting those guys here, like those road guys where they're always looking for places. They're always like, is there a spot somewhere in Albuquerque? And they're always trying to find.
And I was like, no, there's a spot nowhere. Everything's shut down.
Don't blame. Oh man, COVID.
It's so. Oh man. Okay.
Segue. Tell us.
Segue.
Yeah.
They're
COVID.
Okay. Oh, COVID. Oh, what my opinions on COVID? It's great. It's bad. Like, I mean, first off, who cares about my opinion?
You're a working American.
I just need to be funny.
Yeah, you're a working American trying to find the common thing that we all want.
I mean, it just feels like such an empty thing to be like, let me tell you my thoughts on COVID. Like, okay, you know what? It's just so fucking much. Danger, who's a great local comic, he put it so perfectly when he said, at this point, staying informed is sadomasochistic.
Okay.
Like, to keep on top of all the information that is coming out is like a form of self-torture. It is so impossible, and it's too much. And like, you're just going to waste your time just like reading about like, oh, masks are bad, masks are, like.
They literally have 24-hour newsreels.
Yeah, no,
of everything.
I just don't want to do that. Like, I don't like just like even like the topic of COVID. Like, what am I going to do? What am I going to say that you haven't or heard before? Like, what hot take? I don't know what Kanye created COVID. Like that's a hot.
That's a good.
Oh God, whatever.
That's a good one. See,
Ooh.
but we've gone on this podcast. We've gone into conspiracies and stuff on why this might or could have been something. Who knows?
I don't even care about that. Like it's so boring because it's just here. It's just here to stay. So it's like okay, but like what? Let's peel back this layer of COVID. It's like I don't care.
I get what you're saying. That's like let's talk about the flu.
Here's the craziest thing. Okay, the most amazing thing is that Kanye running for president is the most predictable thing that's happened this year.
Okay.
Like you could have predicted, like, oh yeah,
something.
yeah, he could do something that crazy, and then everything else that's happened, like Kanye running for president, is like a warm, like soft spot. It's like oh, the good old days when things were normal. By the way, I am almost 100% going to vote for Kanye West.
But I think he dropped out.
I don't tell me that. Oh hell.
I think.
Don't you fucking dare. Okay, look. At this point, I feel like I will write his name in if I have to.
If you don't see it.
If I don't see it, but if I see his name and I can like check mark his name off of the presidential fucking ballot, I have to do that.
That's just something.
I can't not do that.
It's an American thing.
It's an American thing. More than that, it's a dumb thing to do. And like, look, if it gets like so up in the air that, look, New Mexico goes blue, okay? And so if it feels like, oh, we definitely going blue, okay, I can squander my vote and like vote for Kanye West. If it's not, I still probably will. But I'll take a picture of it to like prove it. Is that legal?
I mean, why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Everyone needs evidence too when it all goes to shit.
I mean, look, people have all these reasons for why you shouldn't vote for Kanye West, and they're all really good reasons. They're all really good reasons. Except, like, it's kind of boring. I don't want to do that. Like, how many classic albums has Biden dropped?
Classic albums?
Yeah.
I don't know.
None.
I don't get this analogy.
No, it's not an analogy. Biden has dropped no good music.
He's done nothing.
Kamal's done no good music. Okay, like Kanye, like maybe 5 classic albums. Do you like Kanye? Have you listened to Kanye?
I like
hip hop?
two of his songs.
What, you've heard like Gold Digger and then that other one where he's Scoopty Poopty?
What is that, like Empire, right? Where he's like in New York or something like that with that other chick.
That's Jay-Z.
No.
And Alicia Keys.
But he has a song too where it's like with a woman and they're talking about being famous and stuff.
I made that bitch famous. What? Him and Taylor Swift?
No, I don't think so.
Kanye,
I remember that.
Okay, look.
Okay, I give him credit for that. I even give him just credit for doing that.
Look, it seems like you could do with a little bit more Kanye in your life. Like, what do you know about this? Is taking a weird turn. I'm now proselytizing for Kanye West.
I'm scared. I'm scared of Kanye.
You should be.
I am.
Dude is fucking powerful. He's got that dragon energy.
Yeah, I feel like he's like step down or a step higher, whatever, from Tiger Blood. I mean,
wait, what? Tiger Blood from Anchorman.
And Charlie Sheen. In an interview with Barbara Walters, he was just like coked out, and he's just like, "Yeah, I have that tiger blood in me."
Yeah, that's what like insane people say.
See, so he's got something like that.
Yeah, man, but like, here's the thing: is like he's also a fucking musical genius.
He's okay.
No, he's a musical genius.
Oh man, I want him. This is coming from a guy that listens to really good instrumental music.
I know. Think he's a because here's the thing: you know 2 songs about Kanye, right?
Yeah.
You actually haven't listened to Kanye West.
Okay.
That's the thing.
I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt on that one.
Look, we met. This is the way we met. All right. It was over comedy, but then it was also like, oh man, Guthrie Govan, and then you're like, hold on a second, Steve Vai, and I was like, yeah, but Guthrie Govan, and you're like, hey, but Steve Vai, and I was like, word. That was pretty much our conversation.
Yeah, because it was the technique over flashiness or something.
Right. It was. I mean, they both have like technique, and they don't be flashy, but there's something so calm about Guthrie Govan's stage presence,
and
like,
about his precision.
Yeah,
like some of his runs.
To be here.
Yeah,
he's so earnestly happy to play all those notes. But Steve Vai, he's like this, like ooh, my hair slicked back. What's up, baby? No, and it's like
tongue action, everything.
Yeah, I mean, look, maybe that shit flew in the '80s, but we ain't in the '80s anymore. That was 40 years ago.
It's all about precision playing. All right, go.
It's all about being, yeah. Max Ostrom or whatever.
Yeah, really super awesome.
Another guy, like, you know what I'm talking about? Max Ostrom?
Yeah, doesn't he play like 6-string or 8-string?
I don't know, but he's like a young kid, and he has like...
Oh, yeah.
But
He's a big old Jew, bro.
Yeah, and he's just like...
He plays all the fucking classics. I hate him.
And he's just like super passive, and it's that personality. It's like...
He's Russian.
He's Russian, but like he knows what he's doing. He's not clueless to what he's doing with his personality. Like it's well done. It's low key. It's not this like Steve Vai nonsense.
Yeah, I love that guy. He's like... Yeah, I'm so glad you mentioned him too, because I always see him in my newsfeed. I'm just like, I'm not gonna watch this guy's video.
I just started watching him a little bit, and it's I'm like out of the woods with my love for super technical guitar work. One, because like I don't have the skill in my fingers to appreciate fully what they're doing. Like you have the ability to appreciate them more than I do.
Okay,
you know, I can respect it, but.
This goes back to our topic.
After a while, it's boring. Like I remember listening to Yngwie Malmsteen. I got like some like greatest hits of Yngwie Malmsteen or something, and like the second track on it, what was like
Don't talk
Far Beyond
ill
the Sun.
of Yngwie.
Okay, look, like the first track was like, what's his most famous thing? Like not Black Hole Sun, that's Soundgarden. But Black Star.
Black Star.
Black Star. And then the next track, Far Beyond the Sun. Far Beyond the Sun is fucking incredible. Yeah. Crazy cascading arpeggios. But I had just listened to a song of his, and this next one comes on. I'm like, how long can I make it in this song? And I was like, listening and listening and listening. It's like, Jesus, this is so much. This song is so long. How much have I listened? I listened to like 58 seconds of Far Beyond the Sun, and it felt like it was 5 minutes. It was just so much. Like I respect it so much, but I don't actually enjoy it as much as I respect
That's
it.
so weird, because like when I hear those songs,
Yeah.
I sing the melodies. I'm like, so like the feeling of it, I don't get how it doesn't just. It's so
one, like you can sing the melody, that's great, but I mean those are classics because they take a breath to like play a simple melody and then they fill it with notes. But there's other stuff where it's just like, oh my god, like what's that like is this Gent that piece by Animals as Leaders, CAFO or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Oh god, like I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm sure you could explain to me why I should care. I'd be like, okay, now I listen to it differently and I can appreciate it. But like on like an enjoyment level, like I want to rock to this in my car. Like,
yeah, I can't.
That's what gent is, right? Where it's like everything is played so fast and it's like a slurry.
No,
explain it to me. Look, I watched Adam Neely talk to me about this.
The gent has more of a timing signature change, and it actually is off rhythmic timing.
Rhythmic timing?
Yeah, you hear it in the drums and with the guitar. It's really weird. It's everywhere.
See, so like if I had the technical ability to like hear this, I could appreciate it more.
I think you could though.
No,
yeah, but then I get what you're saying.
Stuff, like, look,
I'm not going to be like, hey, this is the part you should listen to and go. Hear it?
I'm not going to say that like Steve Vai has nothing good. I mean, Tender Surrender is fucking incredible.
Yeah, Passion for Love, all that good stuff.
But there's a lot of stuff that's not Tender Surrender. There's a lot of stuff that's just like, okay, I get it. Like, I want to. What do you know about hip hop?
What I know about hip hop?
Yeah.
When I first got introduced into hip hop was I grew up a little bit. My mom kind of likes old school hip hop. My brother was into rap, but
okay, so you grew up with it
a little bit, yeah.
Cool.
But my whole family was into like a variety of music, so
Nice.
It wasn't stuck in just one genre. So I didn't know deep in depth of any of this stuff until I got older.
Yeah.
Until I got way older, then I started to know more about the culture of like, hip hop, the underground rap battles, and like how it turned into like gangster rap and stuff like that. Yeah. Same thing with
and then
guitar
you
work.
8 Mile, the pinnacle of hip hop.
8 Mile. I watched that documentary on Fuse, Beef. Yep. It's a 6-part documentary.
Oh shit, I don't know about this.
You learn. Well, they have it on fucking Netflix and stuff now too. The evolution of hip hop.
Oh, hip hop. Oh, dude, that I haven't watched all of it, but the evolution of hip hop.
Yeah,
it's so well done.
Yeah, see.
Oh my god.
So that avenue now for us to learn the music is a lot easier than when I was younger. Mm-hmm. But I mean,
yeah.
What I know about hip hop is just what is on like pretty much the mainstream. Like I don't follow a lot of underground stuff. Mm-hmm. Do you know some guys that people are like, oh, who's that? Like MF Doom?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of a cool, intricate rapper. I like a lot of like Hobson, Tech
He's
Nine.
an example of like, I haven't listened to MF Doom a lot, but as it stands now, I have more respect for him than enjoyment of him. In a similar way,
Yeah.
it's like I don't rap like people are like, dude, he's the greatest. Like he's low key the greatest rapper. Like the way he puts the words together, I can't see it. So I'm like, accordion's cool.
That's
it's
why
like a
there's
2-minute
that.
song.
That's why there's that stupid video Genius that they do. Have you seen those videos?
Maybe I
They
don't
like
know.
they'll do the lyrics and then they highlight the color
Oh, yeah,
of
they
the
do.
rhyming
and
words.
again, it's cool, and it makes you like go like, oh, I appreciate it, but does it improve the enjoyment? Not that much.
I think so.
I mean, it does improve the enjoyment, but it's look what I'm getting at.
We're two different people.
No. That's not what I'm getting at. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is you would love Kanye West if you gave him a shot.
Okay, maybe more of his lyrical wordplay, maybe, but
Sure,
I
he
don't.
has great lyrics, but like
I'm not in.
he's a beat maker. He makes amazing beats.
Does he?
Yeah, that's how he started.
Okay, I didn't know
started,
that.
No, he started as a beat producer, and then he wanted to be like, "Yo, I also rhyme." And everybody was like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
No, you just make beats, and he's like, "No, I rhyme too. I rhyme too." And then he made his first album, College Dropout, which is a incredible debut.
What is it called? Trap Out?
No, the College Dropout.
College Dropout.
Oh, dude, no.
I just want to see when it was out, when it came out.
2004, I think. Or was it 2001?
Let's
It's
see.
one of
it.
those two.
And survey says 2003. Recorded 1999 to 2003.
Yeah, dude. He's been
Working at it.
he's been
Getting some stuff done.
in his career for almost 20 years, and he's still one of the most relevant people almost 20 years later.
So then how
Like,
do you...
that's staggering.
Okay, but the thing that I get confused is why he considers himself like a god.
It's like he can't get any higher than he has. Like it is be president of the United States or like run a cult, and I'm fine with him doing both.
Well, if that's the case, I wouldn't mind Yngwie Malmsteen running for president.
Sure,
He's
Like,
a god
yeah.
too. He's got skills like he does.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
is he a god of the people? Is he going to do a Sunday service? Is he going to?
Okay.
Wait a second.
He is German, so
When
that's
was the
not
last?
good.
When was the last relevant album Yngwie's put out?
To be honest, I wouldn't know. He has so many.
He does. Is he like a Buckethead where he just like pours albums
But
out?
Buckethead is different. Don't even.
Yeah, you're right. All right, now we're just getting nerdy with like slinging words about.
Thank you guys for listening. You guys are awesome. I got a couple
Okay.
viewers on.
Yeah, let's. You want to like change it up?
Blaze13 says Kanye also has bomb ass music, has a musical genius. He's a musical genius until he was off his media like 2 years ago. Until he went off his meds like 2 years ago.
No, I disagree. Because that was when he kind of came up with the idea. This was a fascinating thing because he's always pushing himself. Every single album sounds different than any other album. He's not like retreading ground.
Okay.
Every single album has a different sound.
That
And
I
it
would have to
always-
see.
Yeah, and it always sounds like incredible. He through sheer force of will, he changed the trajectory of pop music.
Sounds like a Marilyn Manson to me.
I mean, okay, yeah, sure. I mean, probably with like less bug eating. During like that period when he went off his meds, he kind of came up with the idea of releasing 5 albums in 5 weeks,
Okay.
as like producing them or making his own. And so it was like every week there was, or was it like 5 albums in 5 months? I don't know, but it was an insane thing that hadn't been done. And a classic came out of that, which is Kids See Ghosts, his collaboration with Kid Cudi. That is, you know about Fantano?
Yeah.
You know Fantano?
No.
Okay, don't worry about it. Let's not get into this.
Well, then
He's a
he's a rapper as well.
no, he's a music reviewer on he's the world's most like popular music reviewer because he has a big YouTube channel and that's how YouTube works.
He's not. If he's not Davey 504, I don't know who it is.
I know Davey 504. He's
Yeah?
great. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's funny.
see?
Yeah.
Do you know? Well, never mind. Okay,
What?
fantastic. We don't want to start
It doesn't
naming
matter. No, no, no.
YouTubers.
We're getting okay. Let's change topics. Let's move on to something else. We're getting too deep into ourselves.
Gas Mask says Buckhead for president. That was funny. Derek Johnson is my favorite musician on YouTube.
Derek Johnson.
Deke.
Deke Johnson.
Did I say Deke Johnson? Deke Johnson?
You said Derek Johnson.
Deke.
Deke Deke.
Deek. Right? That's Deke.
What names?
Jackson. Deke Jackson.
I feel like I spelled it correctly, even though I spelled it wrong.
Well, now you're starting to discover my dyslexic. I have the worst dyslexia ever. And it's even worse when I'm trying to read all these comments because it's just...
Oh, boy.
Yeah, this is...
look at you. You're a brave podcaster.
Yeah, so it makes it even worse because I literally am just kind of dumb. I should have paid attention more in school. That's the honest truth. Like,
Dude.
literally, I should have read more.
Yeah, but you didn't because reading was painful.
Yeah,
right?
Well, reading wasn't enjoyable.
Was it ever painful?
No, like, it didn't hurt.
But it just wasn't... But, like, I guess by painful, like...
Like, I didn't discover reading until I was probably in, like, 19 or 20 years old.
Okay, that's surprising.
That's
honestly.
really late.
That is very late to, like, get that as a habit in your bones.
As wanting to read more and do more stuff. But then I start reading, and it's just such a struggle for me. I'm just like, fuck. I should have read more in school. I should have actually done more of the reading comprehension in school. And now I'm totally feeling the
repercussions.
Thank you for that. And this brings up my other topic is like for other people that have the same disability or the same problem, is it actually something that can be fixed or is it something that's mentally in them?
Like it's too late to fix?
Yeah, or like they just have to work at it more. Like,
is it just like you're mentally off in this area and that's what it is?
No, I actually probably should read more and I probably could build it up within like maybe 4 to 5 years.
Sure.
But I don't because now it's a lot easier to just throw on a podcast or just throw on a news report or throw on a fucking audiobook.
Do you do audiobooks?
Yeah,
then?
I do a lot of audiobooks.
Okay, so you enjoy at least the process of storytelling.
Yeah, and like
that's a good start.
Learning. I love learning a lot too. That's always been a big thing for me now too. But again, it happened later in my life.
So I would say
that hurts.
I listened to a really great podcast called Two Filthy Nerds. It's a comic, Jessica Michelle Singleton. She came through. I put her up at Boise, and we did several like shows with using out of town comics.
Okay.
And she crushed harder than like anybody that was there. And we had some great comics there. She was incredible. Her and her best friend, they're both comics in LA, work at the Comedy Store, which is like to work there at the Comedy Store and get paid is rare.
That's a dream.
Yeah, it's a dream.
You're just for someone like me and you.
She's a big Harry Potter head, and so she's been doing a thing with her where she's getting her friend into Harry Potter, and they're like read a few chapters and then record an episode and discuss it.
Oh.
And it is so much fun. They're in the middle of book 5, and I know I'm throwing for a person who like I have deep interest. Like I know about Guthrie Govan and shit. I'm coming at you with like, yo, Kanye West's the best. Harry Potter's great.
Right.
Like
Buckethead tracks.
Yeah, the most obvious things that I could say to you. But like they're good for a reason. Like, have you watched the movies, Harry Potter?
Yeah, I've seen the Harry Potter movies.
I'm so sorry.
Why though?
Because they suck.
But it's a great introduction into the book.
It is a great introduction to the books. It's a shame that like you
have to do it that way though. I feel.
Well, like there's some amazing things that happen story-wise, you know, that reading with all that buildup is just delicious. But I'm trying to learn Portuguese, and so I am buying like the first Harry Potter in Portuguese.
Okay.
To learn how to read it, along with, you know, actually studying it.
Yeah.
Not just like hoping for the best.
Rosetta Stone or something?
Yeah, but like it's a deeply enjoyable series with a problematic author. Okay, I'm voting for Kanye. Like, what will I not give a shit about?
Right. Especially too.
Yeah.
So you kind of can actually get what the sense of
I can like parse what's supposed to be going on.
Exactly.
But as a way of like, I should like try to enjoyably read something. Dude, Harry Potter's the fucking best. It's the Bible. It's my Bible. I grew up with it. I was 11 years old when I started reading it. I was 11 years old when Harry Potter was 11. So it's like me and him grew up together. We're homies. I would get into a bar fight over Harry Potter. I would start swinging. Not anymore because...
I'm taking you to trivia night for Harry Potter, that's for sure.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Well, whatever.
No, it's fine.
I've always been one of those people that's like, it's so nerdy until I get into it, and then it's fun. Like, same thing with Lord of the Rings. Mm-hmm. Same thing with, like...
Doctor Who.
I never really got into it as much as I need to.
It's fair. I never even got into sci-fi, period. Do you do sci-fi?
The only thing I've ever seen on sci-fi was Battlestar Galactica.
Dude.
And that's
what'd you think?
The newest one, like
Yeah, with Edward James Olmos.
Yeah, that I like that. I really like the story. I like the action. I like everything in it. That was a good adaptation of something that I see videos of, and they're like, "Oh, this is what it was supposed to be," and I'm just like, "Well, I liked what I saw." So
yeah, and it's a well-regarded series. I just know that. Shut up, phone. So I hadn't done sci-fi that much, and so like I want to try sci-fi, and so I decided to give Battlestar Galactica a go, and I was like, this is a lot of fun. This is great. And Doctor Who, 'cause nobody would shut the fuck up about it.
Whovians, dude.
Dude, and then I got it, and I fucking get it, dude. Like, it's one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Okay.
It's like, it is brilliant storytelling.
So are you up to date with everything?
I haven't watched the last few seasons, but I think I watched Capaldi die. But I haven't seen the most recent season with the female Doctor Who.
Yeah, okay. See, and that's
though I totally support her.
And we know that's the thing about knowing the culture too is like I know about all this stuff, but I don't like it.
No, because that's because you haven't experienced it, man.
And I don't like it.
It's like what? Do you remember when like everyone was like Twilight and you hated? Did you hate on Twilight?
I did, and I still do.
But did you read Twilight,
dude? This is just like how you were explaining Ingve. You're like, I love it, but I just don't like it. I can understand it, but not really. Like,
okay, but here's the thing: as I listened to it, like, did you read Twilight?
No. Okay.
Yes. Okay. This. You're the problem with America.
I have to read it, not watch it. That's the worst.
No. Did you watch Twilight?
I saw reviews and like.
So you didn't watch Twilight?
When you watch Cinema Sins, though, I feel like you've seen the movie already.
Nah, this is bullshit. This is the problem. This is the problem with America. Okay, it's like we want to have an opinion without doing the work, and it is such a healthy thing to be like, I don't know. Tell me about something. No one will do that. No one will admit like they don't know about something. It is a practice that I've put work into, and I'm glad. But like when I don't know about something, I do my best not to shit on it.
Okay.
Because I think relating it to music, like, look, there's a lot of music out there.
Ton.
There's a fuck ton.
Yeah.
Okay, and like you can't get to all of it. And there's people that I have no problem with, like somebody only liking ICP. I knew a person. Yeah. It's like that was really the only thing I liked.
Juggalos.
ICP. Yeah, like okay, fine. You like just ICP? That's great. The Ned Game, Fuck the World. These are fun songs.
Sorry, I got to posture up when I hear that.
Why? Do you like ICP?
No, I don't. But yeah, those are always seem like I don't know. Those guys are just weird.
Yeah, they're all in general exhausting people. The ones that I've met. But the music, like
I like two songs from them.
Yeah, I like two songs. Like the thing that I've noticed for me, besides like okay, it's like inane rapping. Sometimes it's funny and goofy and like childish. But the problem for me with ICP is that the choruses are trash. I feel like they try to make their choruses aren't hooky and they're like poorly done.
Okay.
At least for like this solo project that I listened to, where it is like one of the ICP bros, and he did like a version of The Wizard of Oz as an entire album. And I listened to this.
Oh, Jesus. This already does sound bad.
Yeah, right? But I was like, this sounds also fascinating. Let's check it out.
This probably is intriguing.
Yeah, at the very least. And then like you get like two songs in, and you're like, all right, I'm over this. But if that's what you like, great, that's what you like. But if you're going to only like one thing and then you're going to shit on other people's music, like that's when I got a problem with it. Because it's like, no, you can't do that.
That makes sense.
You can't.
Yeah.
That's not fair. You have to like, you think that all of country is terrible.
I love country.
Yeah, and you met so many people that hate country for no reason.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I fucking hate Garth Brooks. And it's like, okay, he's an amazing like lyricist, but like, sure, it's like very pop sheen.
Yeah.
Have you listened to Lucinda Williams? Have you listened to Jillian Welch? These like deep Appalachian, like different alt country people.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, that's the good country. Like, I like that's okay, but I don't really like. It's all bullshit.
That's where genre comes into play, and that's horrible. Yeah. I hate genre.
Yeah, but guess what? Hating Twilight, even though you haven't seen it, is the same exact thing.
But again, I don't hate it in a sense that I'm like, it's the worst thing that I won't try to see. I hate it in a way that like, oh my God, this is pretty funny on what's going on in the story that I've seen. Mm-hmm. Because again, maybe I haven't seen the whole story, but the just of what goes on is like, wow, this is kind of weird. Like, it's kind of far-fetched compared to, but again,
but guess what? I haven't seen Twilight either.
but to other stories.
I can't talk about it, but all I know is like you gotta listen to Kanye before you can like rip into Kanye. And like Doctor Who, I was like weary because people won't shut the fuck up about Doctor Who, and then I was like, oh, I get it. It's actually a perfect show.
Okay, a perfect show.
A perfect show.
Okay.
And this is I shall tell you why.
Let's see it.
It's because Doctor Who can live forever. Not the character, but it's because like you have the widest amount of ability to tell any story that you want with Doctor Who. It can and the show it can live forever because here's what it is. You are given an alien figure. Do you know anything about this thing?
The alien figure?
Do you know anything about the story?
About Doctor Who?
What the setup is?
No, I know some of the creatures.
Yeah, it's okay.
I get that it's a time travel thing.
Yeah, the creatures don't matter, but it's like, I have a time travel machine and I'm an alien. So I can go anywhere in time and space. That's it.
Yeah.
So you could write a story about anything that you want. Okay, but it involves the main protagonist, and the main protagonist is a pacifist. So he tries to solve problems without violence. So there is like a moral center with instantly within your story. You can make your story in any period in history. You can include any like wacky, goofy shit you want because there's aliens involved, and it's going to be a morally good thing.
Okay.
Ultimately. And the character, he can die, but because he's a Time Lord, like he can regenerate, after he dies as a different actor. So like, you still get like the emotion of death,
losing,
of losing and death, and like he grabs traveling companions from Earth, so you get to put yourself into the companion's shoes. Like I get to be there and watch all this shit go, and companions come and go, and so like you get to experience the death of a companion, the death of the main character, but still keep the story going. It's like it will never die. It's like a virus in the best way possible. All right. I feel like I'd like jotted down stuff that. Into a weird place talking about.
This is the whole point of this podcast.
No, I know about podcasts, son.
But have you seen that there's actually themed podcasts and stuff? And that kind of, I'm not really into that.
Yeah, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, so
I've had like themed podcasts. I've seen it, and it's just like we're very stilted, and we've hit these beats. Therefore, it's a good podcast.
Yeah, we
and it's boring.
Yeah.
I want to verbally joust with you. Okay.
Engage.
Yeah.
Wait, you want to debate?
No, not.
That's what it sounded like with the jousting. You're like, I got a spear.
So have you done any martial arts or anything? Anything physical?
I have done jujitsu.
Cool.
So I know a guy that actually goes to the Gracie Barr jujitsu school.
What's his name?
His name is Nate.
Not Diaz.
Nate Smith.
Harris.
Nate Smith.
Okay.
And that sounds so fucking generic.
It's a jiu-jitsu guy. Of course it is.
I fucking hate everything right now. This sounds even worse. Okay, but anyways, he goes there, and what I used to do is I really like UFC and stuff, and I used to just hang out with my friends and would be like, hey, let's wrestle. Mm-hmm. Like wrestle. But we'd actually wrestle more jiu-jitsu like
me and me uncle.
Not like the whole WWE wrestling style, but more of the actual like, hey, let's try to choke each other out, or let's try to get an arm bar.
Let's remove striking from this.
Yeah.
And so it's more of like
grapple match.
Yeah, it's a puzzle that you're fighting with.
And so I did that growing up a lot.
Cool.
I did quite a bit. Like I was actually really good.
That is cool.
Like really, really good. I that's why when I started hanging out with this guy and I actually started doing it with the jiu-jitsu guy, he's like, whoa, that's actually pretty crazy that I made him tap a few times, and I was like, yeah, I can do it. I know I can.
Yeah.
Because there was even guys, I'm actually from the mountains. I come from a small town in northern New Mexico called Penasco.
I've heard of this. Penasco Farms?
It's a small town. It's called Penasco, but it's right next to the Sipapu ski resort.
Okay.
And also there's also the Taos ski valley and the Taos town.
Okay, yeah.
So I live in that Taos County.
Sure,
I lived in Taos County. So winters, snow, shoveling. Oh man, it was horrible.
The beauty.
I learned a lot. You learn a lot. And that's the crazy thing is like I've always traveled throughout my life. Is like I actually lived in Albuquerque when I was younger, probably from like 5 to 10-ish. I lived in the ghetto, like San Pablo and Central, with my parents, and it was pretty bad. We ended up moving to Los Lunas, where we lived at a trailer park in Meadow Lake. You ever heard of that place?
It's so fucking metal.
I know.
It's called Metal Lake.
Meadow, like the stormy meadows.
That's so not metal.
But when I moved there wasn't even a lake there. It dried up. I guess back in like
Oh, that's such a metaphor.
I guess back in like the 80s or whatever, they actually did have a lake, and they actually tried to make that place the suburbs of Los Lunas, but it didn't work.
It didn't take.
And it ended up just becoming the trailer park section of Los Lunas, and it's called Meadow Lake. And it's actually pretty far up there. You actually see a lot of like Air Force Base blocking off your entrance in certain areas and stuff too, so it's really weird. But anyways, I grew up there for a while. After that, probably when I was 16, my junior year of high school, I asked if I can go live with my grandpa, and he lives up in the mountains in Taos, and I spent my whole junior, senior, and probably about 5-6 years of my life up there. And I kind of learned the mountain life, working with my grandpa and stuff, and that was fun.
That's fascinating.
You want to hear it even better?
Sure. I feel like that experience, that's going to come back into play later in your life.
When I was younger and I lived in Los Lunas, I was a nerd. Like I was a gothic kid.
I would have never guessed that.
But as a gothic kid that nobody even fucking nobody hung out with, maybe 3 or 4 friends. I took my guitar to school every day, and I was the weird kid that took his guitar to school.
I wanted to do that. I did that once.
Right? But I
took my guitar to school, but like it was like a weird guitar that my sister had painted that I got it from her. And it was like nicely painted. It was like blue. It was a classical guitar that I flipped the strings on to work, and like I brought it to school, and I just got made fun of.
Yeah, see, and there probably was those kids in the corner that are just like, I can't believe you brought this. And I brought an electric guitar.
Sick, like that's cool.
But I couldn't even play electric because I didn't have an amp or nothing. I just played it.
It doesn't matter. It's about the clout. Like it looks cool. What was it, like an Ibanez thing?
It was a fucked up Fender Strat, like a wannabe Fender Strat.
Cool.
So I took that to school every day, and that was shitty. I was a loser there. And so again, I asked my grandparents, I asked my mom and my grandparents, can I move to Taos? Can I go live with my grandpa? And I was like, yeah, for sure. Have you ever seen that movie called The New Guy? With he like reinvents
Justin Long?
Yeah, he like reinvents himself at a new school.
I haven't.
No?
Even though I knew who played it.
Yeah, well anyways, that's pretty much what I did. Is like when I went to this new school, it was a fresh start. Nobody knew me. Nobody knew exactly what I was, and I just like pretty much reinvented myself. Not only was I nominated for...
Your idea of reinventing yourself is just not taking a guitar to school. Brand new me.
Brand new me. Everything you've ever wanted. I was already cool as fuck because I could play guitar.
Oh, wow.
When I got there...
Even your attitude changed.
When I was there, I was so good at guitar, and everyone was like, wow, you're so amazing. Like, you should be like an after-school instructor at school teaching guitar and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I should, maybe, blah, blah. Anyways,
sweep your hair back.
When I turned into a senior, I ended up was nominated for Homecoming King.
Wow, dude!
I was like, "This is sick."
That is, dude.
Fuck yeah.
This is you're describing like a fucking movie to me.
Yeah, it's called The New Guy.
I feel like an idiot. We literally just talked about this.
And then, so I did. I was nominated. I didn't get Homecoming King.
But you got nominated.
I got nominated. So prom came that night. And I didn't know what was going on for the prom night. I was just there with my date. And they actually, what they do is they take the nominees from Homecoming and use those as the people to vote for the prom king. And I was one of them.
Yeah.
And it was a tie between me and this other guy.
Dude, if only you had your guitar with you.
Dude! I would have been like, let's battle.
Oh, for real, if you had your guitar with you, you would have won.
I did win, though. I won.
Oh.
They re-voted, and they voted for me. It was such a magical night.
You won Homecoming King?
I won Prom King. Yeah.
Not Homecoming. You won Prom King.
Prom King.
Wow.
So I felt so amazing, and then I was just like,
oh, shit. You know what that means? Prom King is like the popular vote.
The most popular vote.
Yeah.
You know what's even better about this whole story? The best part about this whole story is graduation day. We're all walking down, and we're just like, I can't wait to see all my graduating class, all 50 of you. So yeah, I went to a fucking small town, dude. but a small town enough to be the coolest kid there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is cool.
That was a bad joke, but
No. I dug it.
that's the feeling of it is like my life is pretty much a joke, and I want to make it more of that because that did happen to me.
Lean into it.
That happened so much to me where I'm just like, God, I can't believe I became popular. I was the popular kid. I became the king. Like, what the fuck?
That's really great.
But yeah, I have a picture of me when I was just like trip pants, eyeliner. Like, it's so weird how it happens. Matthew, if you're still here, I got Matthew in the comment section. He grew up with me in high school. He knows the version of loser. He knows, but he was my friend, and I know he's probably like, you're a great guy. You're not a loser. Why would you think you're a loser? But I felt like a loser in Los Lunas.
I mean, everybody felt like a loser. Well, that's not true.
I know, those fucking jocks.
Yeah,
I hate them.
Fuck those guys.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get too emotional on you.
I adore emotion. It's so much fun to play off of. When someone gives me nothing, it's just like, man, why don't you go fuck yourself? How's that for an emotion?
People
unnecessarily aggressive.
I think feelings are the best thing to have in the world because you can feel them over and over and over again. Like, okay, here's cheesy.
That's like a weirdly deep thought.
This is a cheesy aspect.
Feel them,
but I love the feeling of love because it feels good.
I get what you're saying.
I hate the feeling of hate, but I love that I can feel it. And that's weird, but that feeling or that emotion where I'm just like, oh, I'm so mad right now. How do I take it, and how do I come off of that with the next step?
Like, how do you make it work for you?
Yeah, because like people get mad all the time. There's always anger. There's always emotion. There's always these feelings that happen all the time. But it's the perspective of how it's taken for the next step. Like I can get upset and probably fight somebody.
You know what you get when you take like anger and you just add like a little bit of perspective or a little bit of lightness to that anger? You get humor. Like, it's just like not like, oh, I'm angry about this. I'm not going to take that seriously. And now I can have fun with this. Yeah. Now I can enjoy the anger. You know? I find anger boring. Not boring's not the right word. I'm trying to put a finer point on what I'm trying to say.
Because anger is a weird emotion too.
Anger is a weird emotion, and it comes out in fear. It's part of anger. We're so fucking Yoda right now.
Yeah, bro. We're getting deep. This is us as intellectual Zen masters right now. Let me tell you, I've actually sat in that closet and deep breathed for 30 minutes.
Damn, bro. I lived on a mountain for 5 years. Damn. That's it.
See, we're like in sync.
Yeah.
Not only the band.
I was going to try to figure out some 98 Degrees reference.
I hate those guys, though. Out of all the boy bands...
Have you listened to them?
Do you know how hard they do? Oh, man. Out of all the boy bands, those were the kind of the worst.
Yeah.
Actually,
best boy band, Beatles.
The Beatles? Mm-hmm. They weren't a boy band. Those were the fucking rock gods.
Yeah, but they started out as a boy... And, like, that's okay. But, like, you know, they were clean cut, and then they, like, kind of... broke out of that. Same with the Stones. They're both like, fuck this shit. By the way, like, after the Beatles, this is a dumb joke. After the Beatles discovered weed, they should have changed their name to the Roaches. Okay, that was worth it.
That was the 70s.
That happened in real time.
That was the 70s, people. Yeah. That was actually an event that happened.
Yeah.
They smoked weed and it all changed.
Yeah.
You saw it. Everybody saw it.
I mean, I didn't see it.
No, we saw the transition, not in real time, but we saw it in like we can see videos of it doing. We can see it again right now.
YouTube clips of it?
I'll bring it up.
No, I bet.
But yeah, I can. Beatles. What did you bring? What did you want to talk about? You brought a notebook, dude. You're one of... Well, there's been a few guests that have brought notebooks. You're not the first. Mm-hmm. But you're actually... I want to see what's in this. What did you bring?
I just jotted some basic things down to talk about.
What's something?
Don't forget. Well,
Karens.
Karens? Oh, dude. Karens.
They're out there, dude.
The whitest of white. I mean, look, I can't hate too hard because, like, look, I know, I'm white. You know, I'm so white that I love mayonnaise. Okay.
as a dessert topping.
Look, my favorite musician of all time is Springsteen.
Dude,
Like,
I was just listening to that too.
You were just listening to some Springsteen?
Yeah, I was just
What?
like, heck yeah, I was totally born in the USA.
Dude, Springsteen's good.
Yeah, but he does have some good hits.
No, yeah, and he's way more than born in the USA.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
of
my
course.
gosh. Yeah, well, we could get deep on that, but yeah, this is how white I am. Because as I was driving over here, I was thinking about this interview, and I was like, oh, she's probably going to bring up the fact that, like, I bungled his name. Because, like, I can't... Because that was one of the things that, like, I would always meet you at open mics.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, Angel Lopez. I was just terrified to just do it.
You kind of just have to accept it.
Yeah.
I can't. Angel.
I just like I want to do it perfectly so much that I was like, no, I'm gonna like stress myself out and then mess it up, and that's fine. But like what do you expect from me? I'm white. Like I can't get weird.
But it looks like you have like some kind of like maybe some kind of Spanish.
Yes,
Italian.
I'm actually Portuguese. I was born in Portugal.
Okay.
But like I mean, I grew up in Florida. Okay, from like 4 to whenever to 20. So like yeah.
That explains a lot. Improv,
like-
everything. That explains a lot.
Dude, I'm wearing I'm wearing pink flip flops, pink shorts, and a Rush T-shirt. Like,
There's no. You can't get any more Florida than that.
so, I actually went to Juarez at the beginning of this year.
I hate you so.
Why?
Juarez.
What did I say it wrong?
Juarez. There you
See,
go.
exactly. No, but it's like going into the character that I just created. Where I'm like,
Juarez.
Juarez. Juarez. I went there at the beginning of this year
Okay.
to. I traveled there for Capoeira.
Like just to train or tournament? Or just train?
To train. I've actually in the past year, since starting it, I have gone to Boulder, Denver, Colorado Springs, El Paso, Juarez, and Berkeley, California, all for Capoeira.
Dope.
Yeah, dude. Like I'm getting hard into it. Like I love it as much as comedy. And yeah, like this is how confident I was. I waltzed across the border with drugs on me
Dope.
and no passport.
But you went to Mexico.
Yeah, so you can get there, but then getting back is the
It's
issue.
harder, yeah.
But I was like, 'cause they're gonna like detain. They could detain you. They could question you for hours. It might happen. I went down there with a group of people,
Right.
and it was like, I don't have my passport. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna work out. I'm not
Nope.
worried.
Look at that. Look at that Mexican mug,
I
Tito.
was like, yeah, they'll see. And then apparently, they can detain you as you come back across the border and they question you, and then they're like, it could be like quick, a few minutes, or it could be like hours, and that was an issue because I didn't drive down there. There's a group of people. There's a posse of people there, and so like if they're not going to wait hours for me, so then it's like, oh, I'm stranded in halfway between Juarez and El Paso.
Oh,
I need to
man.
work in 24 hours. And I still was like, nah, I got this. It's fine. And like we're like in line to like get back across the border to the U.S. to El Paso, and I go up to the guy, and he's like, all right, passport's like, I just have my ID, and he's like, oh God, I hate you so much.
Oh, he already
Automatically,
knew.
he was already annoyed because like just got my ID, no passport. It's like, it's like, nope, first time through. So he goes, okay, he could chalk it up to being an idiot and not knowing that he needed a passport. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to ask you a few questions. Were you born here in the U.S.? Nope.
Jesus.
I know. This is blind confidence, just to be like, no, I don't have a passport. I was born in Portugal. Like, yeah, I'm a U.S. citizen. Trust me. And he was so annoyed. He made me like detail where I grew up. And I was like, yeah, Florida, this is like the street, this is the avenue, my grandmother, blah, blah, blah.
I saw a gator.
Yep, I saw. You see several live gators in Florida. Like, they're just out there, and you just don't give a shit.
So crazy.
Yeah, because they just exist in lakes. And, like, I've seen raw, in the flesh gators many times.
Really?
Really.
And that's so crazy to think about because those are like dinosaurs.
Prehistoric, yeah. It's crazy.
Damn.
But yeah, anyways, he just asked me some questions, and he was like, and within like a few minutes, 2 minutes, he was just like, get the fuck over here. Like, move on.
Get in there, America. Get out of here.
And it was great, because like, I had my secret weapon, which was like, I was wearing this Rush t-shirt. It's like, there's no way he's...
A British band.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't Rush from Britain?
No, but almost, because they're from Canada.
Oh.
A Canadian band. Yeah, Rush and Drake, you know?
Okay.
Like, they're the two great Canadian exports. You like Rush?
I do.
Yeah.
But again, the popular stuff.
That's okay. That's okay. Like
Free Will's Limelight.
Have you ever listened
Working Man?
2112? Working Man's great. 2112? You've heard of it.
I've heard of it, but
you've never actually listened to it.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the shit.
And that's more recent, right? Well, not recent, but
it's one of the greatest moments in like certainly rock history, prog history. But it's like Rush is just weird on paper. They're like three weird nerds from Canada. They're like an instrumental power trio. They play in complex time signatures, and like they write like long winding like songs about like Ayn Rand and like space fights.
Yeah,
it shouldn't work. They shouldn't be popular, and yet they're so good that they are. And so they made 2 albums, and like they were not hitting, they were not selling, and so the radio executives were like, "Yo, you got to make us an album with hits on it." And so they decided, fuck that. We would rather stay true to ourselves and go back to our normal day jobs than sell out. And so they made 2112, which is I want to say a 28-minute long prog rock epic. And that's what they turned into the studio execs. Just like, this is us. We're not going to like take your notes. They made an almost 30-minute long prog song. And it exploded, and they became stars off of this song. And then they were like, you can't ever tell us what to do again. And then they had this giant-ass career. It's incredible. And it's a very good song.
I'll have to really listen to it then.
Anyways.
Because I do like a lot of other like prog bands like Dream Theater and Opeth and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and they have long songs where I'm just like, this is amazing.
It all came from Rush, and I'm saying that with not a lot of knowledge.
Okay.
But like, Dream Theater would definitely give a nod to Rush. Like they're the guys. Whatever. I went to Juarez. It was dumb. Oh yeah, I had the drugs was like a vape pen, and I was like, oh fuck, I can't. I just bought this too. Shit, I can't bring it back with me.
Like the actual THC cartridge.
Yeah, everything.
Like, no.
Because it sucks. I just bought it. And I was like, look, I'm not that dumb. I'm gonna like try to get past without a passport and drugs on me. That's dumb. So I'd like leave it in like a garden.
You just literally had to unscrew it.
No, I left the whole thing. I didn't even unscrew it.
Oh,
shit.
Put
the whole thing down.
It's just like there's a battery and everything.
Yeah, dumb. Anyways.
It's from Mexico.
Yeah.
20 pesos. You're good. You can buy one here.
What do you know about Capoeira?
Again, just from the game.
Eddie Gordo.
Yeah, from the game Tekken. Where it's based off of a dance style, right? It's based off dance.
There is a dance element to it. It's a difficult thing to describe.
Okay.
You know, because like...
Where's the origins of it?
The origins, and I'm not as well versed in like the history of Capoeira as I could be.
I don't even want to try to spell it.
Capoeira.
Yeah, don't know.
But it's Brazilian in origin, and it happened when Brazilians brought African slaves over from Africa. I want to say from Angola to Brazil.
Yeah.
And the story is that
by enslaved Africans
like kind of came up with this. Like it was part of their culture to some form or degree, but it became like a martial art because it was a way to train to like kind of have a resistance to to your masters and everything. It was a way to train your fighting ability under the guise of a dance. So like if like your master saw you like, you know,
throwing punches,
they're gonna like beat you. But if it's just like, they're just like dancing to music, okay, whatever. And so that's what they did. And so that's the origin story of it.
Okay.
And there's so much depth to this thing.
It seems like such a complicated fighting style, though.
It is. But here's the thing, it's more than a fighting style.
Okay.
It's because look, first off, it's called a game. Like me and you, like it's like oh God, because it's such a weird fucking thing. I feel like it's like the opera of martial arts. And I say this with not a lot of knowledge, but because opera combines a lot of artistic mediums.
Yeah.
It's like acting and singing and like art design and like this and that. It's all in one, okay, in one cohesive package, and dancing. Same with capoeira. Like it's fighting, but it's not just fighting. There is dance, and you have to learn how to play musical instruments, and you need to learn all the lyrics. And so like there are specific musical instruments that go with this style.
Okay. Because I feel like it's a lot of drum bass, right?
Yeah, there's a lot
Rhythmic
of drums.
music.
Yeah, there's like conga or the atabaki. There is the pandeiro, which is a form of a tambourine. There's some other stuff, but the main thing is this thing called a berimbau, or berimbau, which is this giant. It looks like a bow and arrow, and it's a single string, and it has a gourd on it. It's a stick with a string, looks like a bow and arrow, and you place a gourd on it, and that's the resonator, and then you strike the string, and it's a rhythmic instrument. And there are like, I think, I want to say cave paintings of this instrument, of some variant of like a single string thing.
Okay.
And it is essentially some variant, some early version of this is like the oldest known musical instrument that we've found so far. So just holding this instrument is like holding a piece of history. And this instrument is synonymous with capoeira. But you need to learn how to play these instruments. And you need to learn specific rhythms, because each rhythm dictates a different approach in how you play the game. So like you might play like low and slow, or you might play like high up in the air and fast, or you might play complex, or you might play like tricky, like, you know, you pull out a switchblade and cut somebody. That's another avenue that we're not going to go down right now.
That's another style.
It's another style. But so on top of that, like there's songs that go with this. And so you need to learn, and they're not translated songs. You need to learn Portuguese and then learn the lyrics. And like the lyrics also dictate like how you approach and play this. And so there's a lot of like disparate elements that kind of coalesce. It's so much more than, it's a ritualized fight. It's like a ritualized fight.
Okay.
And there is style to it. However...
So then is it really choreographed then? Is it
No,
really
it's all improvised.
It's all improvised.
It's all improvised. But it's like if striking, there is like takedowns and stuff, but that's not really it. You know, that's not really like the heart and soul of this thing. So if like punching and kicking, like physical contact, if that's like penetration, like the sexual act of penetration, let's say, capoeira is like all foreplay. So like how close can you get to violence before it happens?
Okay.
Because you're like two spinning tops. All right, and like feet like right next to your face. You have to have muscle memory to like get out of the way and dodge. If you don't dodge, you're gonna get kicked in your jaw with a heel. Like, you know, you can break bones, you can do stuff. Like it's not this like light like Zumba with a little bit more intensity. That's not what it is. Like I've seen a man like have like break his rib. I've seen a person like get his tooth knocked out. Like there is a very real violence to it, but it's controlled.
Okay.
It's controlled because like we're in agreement that we're going to see how close we can get to violence before it happens.
Ah.
And if you decide like, well, you can just take me down, and so you take me down, fine. But now we're really fighting, and I can take you down. And so we're in agreement that we're gonna like be on this knife edge when it can just like all fall apart, and we're staying right here and seeing what happens.
So it's also like a test of control as well?
Yeah, there's a test of control. There's like an emotional control to it. But it was originally, it was because it was done by slaves. It was then seen as part of the lower class and thugs and so forth. And so it was outlawed. And so like only outlaws practiced this in Brazil. Like if you were caught doing this, you would go to jail.
Okay.
And so like they have a rhythm that you play for when like the police are coming, and then like you all scatter and shit like this. This is a real part of the history. Yeah, that's some basic thoughts on it. I don't know if you have a question or if
Sounds
you're just
complex, though.
It's so hard to describe. It's just like you just gotta like see it, but you know.
And then again, it's hard to think that it was developed as more than just a fighting style, like also like a dance and also like a form of like exercise or discipline, but yet still it can be used in a scenario where if you need to fight, here comes a spinning roundhouse kick out of nowhere.
And the idea is like if you have multiple attackers, because these are unusual movements, an attack can come from anywhere.
Okay.
So is it the most effective martial art in the world? I don't think so. Somebody else might say differently, but I think that's just like missing the point entirely.
Okay.
Like, if you
That's like every discipline, though.
Yeah.
That's why you should know, I hate to say it, but yes, you should know mixed martial arts, so you have a discipline of all of them. But when you stick to one discipline, another one will over-dominate that one.
Sure. But it's like, look, if the only reason you're training martial art is to destroy everybody, then like learn Krav Maga and shut the fuck up. Yeah. But if not, like just enjoy what it is. Like it fits me like a glove because like I used to do handstands all the time as a kid, and I can just like and I used to climb trees. And I climbed buildings as an idiot.
You just start parkouring before it was cool.
Yeah, like and so it's like it's just the style of this just like fits me like a glove, and I when I do it, I feel a moment of zen where like everything falls away and I'm right here and nothing else matters but the movement of the body.
Okay.
And I love that. Yeah.
That's just power. That's just discipline.
Yeah, it's just discipline, and it's great.
Matthew, let me answer some of these comment questions.
I'm sorry. Like,
no,
look,
you're cool.
I ramble a lot, so just like punch me and like interject.
Potential Problems was in there. Thank you guys for joining. You guys are awesome.
Problems. John Quare, you great. Alan Clark, you great.
Gas Mask, we were just talking about different stuff. Matthew as well. Angel, I want to fight your guest. Why would you want to fight him?
Ooh, this is exciting.
Gas Mask.
In what way?
One like to believe in the freedom of music, but a glittering prize and endless
compromises shatters the illusion of integrity. Yeah.
Gas Mask just quoted that.
Nice.
And not out of anger for fun. That's what Matt said. He wants to fight you for not
out of anger. Yeah, or out of anger. That'd be fun. Wait. So what would that like? What do you mean by fight? Like, what do you bring to the table?
Sparring.
I
don't know. We'll find out. We'll hear.
Yeah,
I'm still reading. We actually kind of got a little sidetrack on. That's what this is. We're talking, and then sometimes when there's dead air, I kind of answer some of the questions and stuff, or when it comes up and stuff. Matthew says, when the Spanish took over, the Brazilians could not train in their traditional fighting style, so they made a dance that was made into a fighting style. Okay, yeah, we're talking about that.
Yeah.
This kind of thing happened in Asia. Also, they turned sticks and farming tools into weapon styles.
Yeah,
that was from
true.
Gas Mask. Gas Mask did that well. Matthew was like, God damn it, I wish you would read your YouTube comments more, damn it.
Son of a bitch. We're reading them now.
LMAO. You should put the F in there. It would have been funnier. Because people were banned. Gas Mask says, tell him, Matt. And then Matt says, it's a fucked up version of breakdancing.
It's a fucked up version of break. Well, from what I understand is before Capoeira came to the U.S., all breakdancing was up rock, and then Capoeira came, and then breakdancing was like, oh shit, these are some cool movements.
So they kind of adopted it from there?
Yeah, and so all of like a lot of like the really cool like intricate
the
movements,
windmill.
Like, yeah,
the windmill.
The more like ground.
Yeah, blows me
ground
away.
Movements came from Capoeira.
Okay.
You know, and like like that flourishy stuff. Capoeira has flourishes, but that's not Capoeira.
That's
it's different. There's also a slower thing in a similar way that like you would wrestle and do jujitsu, where it's like, look, we've agreed to not use striking.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bite you.
Yeah, but like there is a puzzle here.
Yeah,
there is something worth grappling with and worth understanding. It's a similar thing. In the old school, Angola is like slower, lower to the ground, but it's also trickier. You know, like because it's slow, it's like you're trying to control somebody to like hit their head against your foot rather than you kick them in the head.
Okay.
It's tricky, but
or that you know that their head is coming towards your foot.
Yeah, exactly. And in the old days, like there wasn't regulation, so if you really piss somebody off, they might just pull out a straight razor and kill you,
Or
and like cut you. And that was a part of it. Is like people had like the barbershop straight razors, and so it's a tradition. I've seen a modern fight of like two people like improvising this fight, and they have like the straight razor between their toes, and they're trading kicks, and that's fucking sick. Like you can hide behind like it's a dance, but like that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, that is pretty intense.
Yeah.
Fighting is the shit. I like watching a lot of UFC and stuff too. So,
dude, I didn't get it until like a friend took me aside. I was like, "Tell me," and it's like, "Okay, this is half guard, this is full guard, this is where you're aiming for." And then I was like, "Oh, now it's fun to watch."
Yeah, it's actually really, especially when you try those moves on yourself too. You're just like, "Oh, I get it." Especially when you try to counter them, I'm just like, "Oh, you're." And I have a really great flexibility, so that's one aspect of what everybody always freaks out on when I spar with them and stuff. So that's always a cool thing to do.
The few times I've sparred, like I have good flexibility too, so I want to assume that you've done this move as well. When like somebody's like, what is it, like full mount or something on top of you, and like have you like used your feet from behind, like push them over your head?
I can literally wrap them so far that I grab their head, like I'm so far like that, and it ends up wrapping them.
That's so great.
But that's just because of work throughout my whole life too. Like I've always been a pretty energetic and like fit kind of little boy, you know. Well, okay, Tito, how old do you think I am? How old am I?
Oh god, this is a tricky question. Okay, so you look like you're okay. Your glasses tell me that you're in your like 50s.
Buddy Holly. Okay.
Yeah, but your general like demeanor and your skin quality tells me that you're in your like mid to early 20s. But like your wall tells me that you're like maybe 13. So I'm gonna guess 13. 23.
I just turned 30.
30?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
What?
I turned 30 on May 5th. Cinco de Mayo.
Nice.
Yeah, so I have this Keanu Reeves gene that
That's
just
a good way of putting it.
keeps me young. And I know that it's more of like,
nice, dude.
I feel like it's all the stuff that I have around me too that helps me keep that youthfulness. I had somebody.
That's why I play video games, to keep that youthful exuberance.
Right. Just to be able to see my comic book collection is more of
fulfilling
than knowing that, oh, it's in the closet. Then I know I have it in the closet.
Yeah, like be proud of it. Like I enjoy the stuff. I'm going to display it nicely.
But there are some aspects where I guess you get into like the older stages, or you get into relationships and you get into these states where it's just like, oh, well, I have to start putting this stuff away, or I have to kind of put it aside.
Compromises.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I got to make space for her or whatever.
Yeah, because I did that, and that was not the best. Well, see, we had these mutual agreements. You
like
know.
What?
Well, she was a nerd too. She was a Whovian. She introduced me to the world of Comic-Cons. Now, ever since she took me, I've gone to every Comic-Con that's ever come here to New Mexico.
Wow.
So that's a great experience too. But I would have never found that avenue or anything about that
if not for her.
Yeah, for her. And that's cool to know too, is because like there are people that are into the stuff that I'm into that can still keep me without being like, oh, maybe you should put that guitar away, or oh, maybe it's a little too late to be thinking about playing the drums. Like there are those aspects of people that still are, why not, or why I accept it, or I do understand why you want to do it. And it's not really a compromise, it's because they want to do it too.
Yeah.
So that's my whole initial goal, is to find somebody that is capable of wanting to love and appreciate all the random things that I do without compromising with some of them, where they're just like, oh, I don't want you to be punching a punching bag at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Punching up. I love the idea of a punching baguette.
Right?
Just baguette. You're so delicious.
Pow. What is that? It's a speed bag. Yeah, you saw it in the living room.
Ooh, yeah. I did not, but like
I'm always punching that thing at random times. I don't know, or high kicking. I've always loved to high kick that thing.
High kicks are nice.
Yeah, so it's just keeping.
No, I get that. Like I've been single for 2 years.
Well, my next question is then, how old are you?
How old am I? I just turned 32.
Whoa. Okay,
Oh man! Oh shit! I fucked this up. I should have been like, "How old do you think I am?"
Yeah. See,
What would you
I
say?
thought you were younger because everybody that usually comes on here that looks older than me is younger than me. So I'm assuming you're 25, 26.
Because I look older than you.
Yes.
Well, I mean, that's not saying a lot. You look quite young.
Okay. And two, you're not that bad either for
Thank
in
you.
your 30s.
This is that I really appreciated that almost compliment.
30s are good. 30s are working for you, man. The 30s are good.
So I'm single, so I should live. I have free time.
Yeah.
And money for me. So I should
Obviously traveling everywhere with Capoeira.
Oh, it's so great. It's just it's the best thing.
But you would rather find somebody that would accept that instead of compromise with that.
Well, yeah, it's the idea of like, okay, like how would I live if it was just for me? You know, like, oh, okay, I'm going to set up my life to where like I'm doing what I want to do. You know, I'm going to work on this, I'm going to work on that. And so when I bring somebody into my life, it has to be for a better reason than just I miss sleeping next to somebody. You know, which I do.
And that's the worst part.
I sure do
That's
miss that.
the worst part.
God, I love to just like I don't even want to fuck anymore.
Human
like,
interaction.
Dude, look, I want to fuck, but like I honestly, I really don't. I just want to like put my arm around somebody as I fall asleep.
See.
Or have them put their arm around me. That's all I really want.
I need to get spooned.
I need to get spooned so hard.
Just so bad. Matthew,
yeah.
we do need to fight.
All right. But like if you bring somebody into your life, you're going to naturally change how it's set up. So it has to be worth it. It can't just be because you miss having a warm body.
Yeah. But see, that's the beauty and the horror of how the human is built, is because we kind of long for that, just the human touch. Just that little, hey, can I just hold you?
Sniff your hair, the
just
Biden.
Be next to you, whatever, you know, until then it turns into like, oh, well, I've been with you for like 3 years now, and it kind of feels like the same thing over and over again.
Magic is gone.
It's weird how that works too, and
It's unfortunate.
I had a friend tell me that it's just because we're very habitual creatures. So once we get into a habit, we don't like it as much anymore. When we first discover it, we're like super intrigued. We're like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, the newness factor.
Yeah, and then when it starts, even when you're good at it, you're still just like, all right, I'll skip it. I'm really good at this.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Everybody goes through that. You know, even Ben Shapiro with his perfect marriage.
He's weird.
He's very weird.
He's a robot.
I feel like your response to that was like, oh, Tito might be into Ben Shapiro. I'm going to be polite. It's not what happened.
Here comes this right wing propaganda.
I'm here to red pill everybody. Like that's not what's happening right now.
I don't care. I only appreciate any side of the story as long as you know that I'm so purple.
You're so purple.
Yeah. I love it both, man. I can't hate on both sides if they both have good ideas on some aspects.
Yeah. Or you can hate on both sides because both of them have terrible ideas in some aspects.
They don't.
They don't have any bad ideas?
They don't have any good ideas either.
That's why you got to vote for Kanye.
Yeah.
He's the only one that's dropped classic albums.
Yeah, like he's the one to make change.
Yeah. Dude, like, he releases a fucking album from the White House. That shit would be fire.
Just literally call it White House.
I am a god. What were we just talking about? Something I said Ben Shapiro for some god
Republican jokes. I mean, I don't think you're a Republican. I'm purple. I like the ideas of both sides of the spectrum of politicalness. Like, again, I have a joke that probably is super horrible and they'll never work in life. But
okay, now I want to hear it.
I have Republican and Democrat friends. They're both sides, left or right. I mean, what am I supposed to say? All I tell them is that I'll abort a baby with a gun. Just leave me alone. So in that aspect,
right.
I'm doing
Fine.
both. Like, you
Yeah.
can't get mad at me because I'm appreciating both of your sides. So just leave me alone.
Oh, what would we...
That was a bad joke.
No. You heard me laugh.
Yeah.
That was genuine.
I remember when I first made you laugh out of one of my jokes. Mm-hmm. You came to Royals open mic
at the Grasshopper.
Yeah,
the Grasshopper.
And I did I did a binary code joke, and I loved your reaction. I was like, I feel validated.
I am. It was a fun joke.
Yeah.
I liked it. I like playful jokes like that.
Yeah, wordplay.
Yeah, just like, oh, I didn't expect that. This is fun. But also, I'm an easy laugh, but in a good way. Like, I enjoy laughing, and I will be the only one in the room laughing, and I'm fine with that. I love laughing loud.
Yeah, you remind me that kind of aspect is like Kat.
Yeah, Kat has that ability as well, and I think it's like a good ice-breaking thing.
Yeah, it does help a lot, especially for new comics out there. It's just like, oh man, it probably was funny. I just got to probably word it better, or just make it a little bit more tweaked out and stuff.
Yeah,
that's good. Like when I first started too, she told me you have good premises. You just need to work out what you're saying, and I'm just like, that makes sense. I get it. Thank you.
Exactly.
We went off subject again.
Yeah, we got derailed by like saying that Ben Shapiro had a perfect marriage, which I'm making fun of his wife's dry ass pussy.
I just like calling myself purple. My color, my democratic view is purple.
Okay, so like this is, no one cares about my opinion on politics, and I don't even care about my opinion on politics. Like, I barely have opinions on. I don't know. I don't care to talk about politics, not because I'm afraid. I just don't care. Like it's to me, it's like, I don't know. It just seems boring, man.
It's hard.
It's yeah, it's boring and hard. So like, why bother? And if you do it well, like, no one cares. No one cares if you're like super eloquent if like they disagree with you,
right? Because you still have another opposing side.
Yeah, so it's just, and even this like middle of the road thing we're doing, where it's just like, hey, can't everybody just get along? Like anybody who's like, no, there's fucking riots going on, you pieces of shit. Just like take a stance. Don't be so willy-nilly, like so soft. Like, don't be in the center. Do stand for something, and that's pretty fair. I stand for Kanye.
You heard it here, folks. Literally endorsed by Tito.
Yeah.
Kanye 2020.
Yeah.
Even though elections, how do you feel the election's going to go, though?
So close.
But okay, so
I have no idea.
Okay,
he's dismantling the system.
Okay, wait. The whole aspect of voting ballot in vote, like a mail-in ballot, or actually going into the polls. People are really freaking out on what's going to happen. People are like, well, why would I go vote in the polls if there's coronavirus going on?
Yeah.
Well, why would I send a mailing ballot if they're probably going to tweak my vote?
Yeah, or if it's going to get lost. Like, all I know is that for sure. Listen, when we had like a flawless voting system, I mean, there have been times when we haven't known the day of. Or it's like, oh, maybe we need to like wait to like really see the results. Like, there's no way we're gonna know by the end of November 4th who the winner is. Like, there's not because it's gonna be so close, but because like there's gonna be bullshit with the mail. There's gonna be. I can feel my body slowing down.
All right,
I just want to cry.
I'm gonna answer these right away before I go into my point. Matthew says I weigh in at 205 now, bud.
Damn, Matthew, you serious about this? Let's do this.
He wants to go.
I don't know what kind of fight this looks like. If it's like a real,
I know. When I wrestle him, it's just gonna be a grappling match. But cool. I mean, maybe if you guys want to throw on some gloves or something.
Well, I would be interested in just like trading some knowledge. to begin with.
That starts with debating, and debating is the best key of fighting.
Yeah, just like show me what you know, and then like I'll teach you a thing or two.
Contraband says, "Can we get your roommate back one day?" The big guy. Matthew says, "Danush." I'm pretty sure you're talking about Irvin. Irvin will be back here soon. Thank you for remembering Irvin. Irvin's a good guest. Gas Mass says, "Politics is a cult just like religion."
Sure.
Matthew says facts. And Contraband says, Tito, those are some borderline 80s high school coaching shorts.
Right? I found these at Buffalo Exchange. Right? They're my Sandusky's.
Those are the best. That's actually the best form of shopping is thrift store shopping.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a little bit harder now with Corona because you don't know if something has Corona in it or not. But, I mean... It's a conspiracy, some people say. Who knows? Go shopping. Do what you want.
Yeah.
What else you got in that bad book? That bad boy book? I saw fishing. Did you write fishing in there?
I did not.
I thought I saw fishing. I was like, I thought you said fishing. Have you ever been fishing? Do you like fishing?
Dude,
Fishing's weird.
I tried once when I was a kid. I was like, I got like the pole, I got the tackle, and then I was out there, and I was like, this is dumb. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no guide. I'm just out here trying to like. It was the equivalent of you like having a guitar the first round, when you're like, I can't play this. This is just like I'm clinging to an identity so hard.
I hate everything.
Yeah, that's what it was with the fishing pole. I did that once, and I was like, this is dumb. Like, I'm not going to do this. This is not me.
You just didn't stick with it?
No.
Oh, man.
I know. I grew up in Florida, but it's also like, yeah, like other people are fishing. It's fine. I'll go to the market and buy like super fresh fish. You can find it being fried outside.
I guess, yeah. It was the meditation thing, though. Some people that do fishing, right? You get to relax on the boat.
Yes.
Just being able to think, do whatever, that whole aspect. Maybe
so I could see that now as an adult. I mean, yeah, like you've reached a meditative quality with your guitar playing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To where you're just that's all that's happening.
I play and that's it.
Yeah, it's so great. Like that's with the capoeira. I'm just like I'm moving and that's it.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that matters.
And the moves of the feels and everything.
And you can feel when your body's in that state. Like I felt it in improv, I felt it in stand up. It's great. Yeah. But that's man, that's it. Oh, I will tell you, I don't know how gross you like getting on this thing, but like I've recently had a problem with like my roommate.
Okay.
Because
is he fat?
No,
okay,
it's no.
good.
She's great. She's like a 22, 23-year-old gal who is delightful.
Okay.
She's wonderful. She's very funny.
Why is the story going to turn so bad?
Well, because I'm a gentleman.
Okay.
Okay. But like we share a house, and it's a problem when you're alone. And you're like, well, shit, I want to masturbate. But it's like now I got this roommate already. It's like a weird dance that you do with your roommate, right? Do you deal with this?
Kind of. Like, I know he's dirty as fuck. I hate that. Oh, it's so bad.
What's an example of like the dirtiest fuck? Like not an obvious thing. Like he doesn't do the dishes, or is it just like he uses the same towel?
What's something pretty dumb? I hate when he leaves his socks in the living room.
That's annoying.
That's like, he takes off his shoes and his socks, and I'm just like, well, you can at least put your socks in your shoes and put them on the side or something, but everything gets scattered everywhere, and I'm just like, how the fuck does this happen?
Yeah, you lived in a mountain for 5 years, and you know that.
Yeah, so there's that, and he just, I try to keep the room, the whole house as neutral as mine as possible, so it doesn't get messy, and his room is his own country, his own freedom of space. It could look however it wants, but please don't bring that out to the rest of the world.
Like you have a border wall.
I try to.
All
I haven't had too much of a problem yet, but it's only been like maybe 3-4 months.
That's not long.
It's a new roommate.
That's not long. Yeah. This one as well. But it's like well, shit. Like it's like a weirdly communal thing. So I mean my room like goes like right into the living room, so I can't I don't know if I want to get into this.
It's not like you can go into your room by just going into the front door, take a left, and you're into your room. You kind of have to travel to where you want to go.
Well, look, like that. No. That wouldn't be a problem. Like, I can't masturbate in my room and then run to this is. I don't know if I feel comfortable talking about this online.
Wait, why? You should. Masturbating isn't that bad, though.
I know. It's just, okay, look, here's the thing.
I feel like you're very loud. Are you a loud masturbator?
Oh, yeah. I'm pounding on walls. I'm, like, yelling at the neighbors.
There's some people that have to have some kind of, like, some kind of audio going on.
Really? No.
They're like, I gotta hear something.
No, I'm very zen about it. This is the only thing that's happening in the moment.
Okay.
I can't get into it. No, it's no, it's just that like like the spur of the moment thing happens, and then you're like, oh, I'm about to come. I don't have like a towel. I don't have like a Kleenex box, or it's empty or something. Like what do you do? Okay, well, if you're uncircumcised, you just cinch it up right at the last possible second.
Holy shit. It sounds dangerous.
Well, I mean, like you don't like cinch it up and then like go to sleep.
Okay. I hope you empty it out.
Ooh, yeah, and then you just like, and then you bam, and then like you're just like holding this like little liquid grenade.
Oh my god.
You know?
This sounds bad.
I know it's bad, and so now you're like, well, now like the energy's gone, I'm done, but I don't have anywhere to put.
How much foreskin do you have?
Enough.
Jesus. Oh my god, I'm picturing a globe popping up.
Yeah. Listen, have you ever like made like Jiffy Pop on the stove, like the popcorn?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
Okay, so it does actually look a little weird.
No, it's not like a small version of that. It's literally the same size.
You're just
I'm just like holding it like a little balloon.
I just got to get out of here.
So, like, what are you gonna do now? Because now it's like you're just like holding this, and like your fingers are losing strength because it's like it's clenched up, you know. And so here's the problem: is like, okay, you can like I can walk out and get to the bathroom, but like, you know, like what if she's there? You
People
know?
might
She's in
be
the
there.
living-
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's not a good roommate move. I'm a good roommate. I'm a polite roommate. So the only reasonable thing, because this happened, I was like, what do I do? Where do I go? And then I saw the window, and I was like, oh shit, I have to crawl out the window. I opened the window one-handed, and I crawled out of my own house.
Why did you just do it out the window?
Because last time I tried to do this, like it just hit the windowsill and I had to clean it up, and there's a whole problem.
I love how you're such a courteous roommate. This has happened more than one time.
Yeah,
You're just like, oh my god.
I'm a courteous roommate with a bad habit.
There you go. That's beautiful.
And so, but here's the thing: is like you think crawling out a one-story window is not hard, right?
It doesn't seem like it.
It doesn't seem like it, but what if you were holding on? What if like you only have one hand because the other one's busy holding on to like a live, like little grenade?
Oh man.
you're like shimmying out. And you're trying to like not fall.
You're just trying
It's
to
terrible.
learn, yeah.
Yeah, and then you're like, I hope she's not out back smoking.
I feel like these are what Mexicans will have to learn when they cross the border. They're just like, I got my sack and I got my things here. How am I going to cross this thing? And
Yeah.
it's just super difficult. Like
Yeah.
they do it so well that you probably just are like seamlessly doing it where you didn't even notice.
Oh yeah, at this point, I practically just float out the window.
Just right
Like,
there.
yeah, exactly. You ever seen like Ong Bak?
No.
Okay, doesn't matter. He's an amazing martial artist. Like he just does. He dove through like a barrel of like
Wine?
a bale of barbed wire.
Oh, okay.
As part of like a real stunt for the filming of this film, and like that's basically what I would do with the window now. Like I'm just holding on, I just like dive through gracefully, and then
Synchronized diving.
synchronize it. Yeah. Then like I let go and then I jump back in, and I'm like I'm a good roommate. Anyways, I'm looking for a new roommate. That is true.
Yeah, I saw that post too. He was looking for it, guys. So make sure to hit him up on
I'm a
Facebook.
gentleman.
He's also, I think he put an ad up on Craigslist as well.
Oh boy. No, I found a new roommate. It's a dude, so like I'll just like be able to just like walk through the living room holding it.
With a towel.
No, just holding it.
No, man. It's like, not again.
I can't do this. I can't be so polite. Anyways, that's
That's that story.
that story.
I don't think I've ever had an embarrassing moment like that with any of my roommates yet.
Well, it wasn't embarrassing yet. It was me being courteous.
But it's embarrassing because hopefully
She doesn't watch this.
I want her to watch this to know.
That's why I never said what her name was.
And then she could just be like, that's why the window creaks open. It sounds so... I was just like, what? Is it hot in there?
Yeah, it's like, oh no, this window's like really smooth. It's like good action. Yeah, that's that. That's what I had in the notebook.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. There you go.
So do you believe that there's actually aliens among us right now?
Oh shit. I did not expect that level of question. I thought you were just gonna be like aliens? Yeah. Duh.
Do you believe aliens? No, like so many people.
Among us?
So many people say that right now. Some of them are in like some form of power in our government. Some are like political roles.
Given that I feel that we are past the fact, do aliens exist? I mean, given that, like, did you watch the Bob Lazar documentary?
Yeah.
Fucking fascinating. And it's like, okay, I believe.
Well, now even NASA,
It seems-
our
yeah,
Air
they
Force
came out.
and stuff, yeah, they're just like, yeah, unidentified.
It now makes the possibility that there are aliens among us more probable, naturally. So is the question like there are other like that they are in society, moving through society, autonomous?
Yeah, or under our radar.
Or under our radar? Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say autonomous because what if they, like, I mean, just
Well, by autonomous, I mean like they're like
unrecognizable.
Yeah, unrecognizable, or like they're going like, you know what? I want to go into this bakery. I want to try this coffee today. Like they're acting of their own accord.
Yeah.
To some degree.
Okay.
It might be part of like a government-sponsored program to be like, learn how to interact. I don't know.
I feel like it's already so much of an. See, this is just me being so conspiracy nut conspicuous, but I feel like we are at that point where they just like Men in Black. They are among us. Like literally, they do that thing where they go into your grocery store. They do cooking. Then they don't. Some of them probably don't even know that they're aliens because of how much they've been breaded so much.
Oh shit! Like Battlestar Galactica.
And even us now, we don't know.
Cylons.
Do we even know our exact origin of what we have in us? I don't know that I have maybe some actual Russian or maybe some other kind of something designated inside of me. But
I mean, I know I got like some cum buildup.
Right.
From my actions.
Right. Some Aztec, maybe. But in that aspect, could it be to the sense of that it's just alien-like? Like I'm not calling you an alien, but would you know if you were an alien?
Are you calling me an alien?
Portuguese.
You son of a bitch. I don't. Look, you have to choose. I don't choose to believe it. I can't. I'm not ready to.
Okay.
I'm not ready to believe it yet. Like, that's what comes. Like, there's not evidence yet, you know. So like, I don't want to believe that yet. It just seems like that's going to take a lot out of me to believe it. I don't care. I want to do other stuff.
You're like, I'm trying to think of other things to do besides understanding my origin of life.
You know what? Like, I think conspiracy theories are interesting and they're fun, but like my brother has gone down like a rabbit hole with it. And I'm not saying that like every conspiracy is wrong or bad. You know, like some are very true. I'm not saying he's a flat earther, but is he? I don't know. No.
He can't be.
No, my brother's not a flat earther. But it's just like...
There's levels of conspiracies, too.
There's levels of conspiracies.
Like, that one is just too far-fetched to get behind.
Yeah. But, like, you know, JFK was assassinated. Sure, that's a pretty level-headed conspiracy.
Right, but how?
Yeah. I don't know. Sandy Hook shooting was a hoax. Nah.
Oh, what did they say?
Alex Jones?
Yeah, but what is the term? There's a term for it.
Crisis actor.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So even though it might have been an actual shooting, they hire people to speculate the story to make it worse.
It's just.
Do you think though? I mean, supposedly our government has been caught doing it.
Yeah, no, like they have like there's been what's the term where they hire people to like go into mobs and like break shit, instigators, agitators.
Yeah.
You know, like that's not only is that believable, like that's totally happened. It's totally happened. So it's just, people that I know who like get way into it, it's like it's their main passion. It's like I don't want that to happen to me. So I'm like, all right, yeah, like whatever you want to believe in, man. Like, I can't even think of an example. The Earth is flat, sure. Like babies are secretly aliens and they're being raised. It's like, okay.
Secret base in Antarctica.
What?
Secret base in Antarctica.
I mean, if I was gonna have a secret base, that's where I'd put it.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's like far away from everybody. You'd have the technology to deal with like the cold weather, so it'd be easy to control what you do as a hub, and then you might have like other places, but that would be like the main place.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And so then you could be like, oh, let's build like, I don't know, a pneumatic tube somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want technology. I want us to discover aliens, and then we share that technology, and then we just build pneumatic tubes everywhere. You know, like when you go to the bank and you hit the button, it sends the money.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what Elon Musk is doing, though.
Dude, that's great. But yeah, I think he was talking about like the G's will rip your body apart. It's how it is in Futurama. You know? And the opening, the Futurama, do you ever watch Futurama? Yeah. Like they just travel everywhere with like the tubes. And that's all I want. I just want tubes. I want a series of tubes.
I think that would be a lot easier.
I want it to be the physical internet.
Are you ready for that?
Am I ready for that?
For the physical internet, something that you could actually tap into instead of just looking at it?
No, I don't know. I'm getting overwhelmed now. Oh man, I just want to be a dumb guy, and which I'm already doing a good job at.
Yeah, can we talk about the sunshine and happiness?
Yeah. You know who does a good job of like being an example of like a positive human being and why like negativity is so boring?
The Rock?
No, Robert Eister.
Oh, okay. He's a nice guy. I've had him on the podcast.
Yeah, he's a nice dude. And I'm sure there's stuff that he's angry about, but like you'll read his posts on Facebook and it's just like so fucking sunny. It makes you feel so genuinely good. And you're like, I know what you're doing, Robert. You just thought of a really nice compliment to just throw out there, and I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna feel that it's about me. I know what you're doing, but it still works. I still feel so good when I read his compliment.
Isn't that just like one of those like...
It's the best.
No, it's like one of those chicks that does never want to give you any, but they'll have you on that friend zone for the rest of your life.
Look, man, it's not... Look, you should have... Listen, him and Amanda were broken up for a minute. You should have jumped in there when you had the chance.
You better not be posting these things that make me want to heart it, okay? That's what makes me into it.
We should... I guess the ultimate point is like we should all be more like Robert Eister. Because he is a everybody likes Robert Eister.
Yeah.
Except Robert Gibson.
And that's crazy too, because I've actually had him on the podcast twice.
Yeah?
Buck D.
Buck D, yeah. Yeah. Well, that goes back to Ari Shaffir. Do you think Ari Shaffir is going to do any shit?
He needs to. I love that guy.
Yeah, look, I love Ari Shaffir too, but do you know what happened with him and Kobe?
Yeah, but isn't that comedy? Isn't that comedy?
Yeah. Listen, I'm fine with it, but let's not like I can still say like that's some insane shit he did. Do you think that he's going to do something again over Chadwick Boseman? I mean, what's Ari going to do? Is he going to try to pull some shit?
He should have already, if anything. Because the Kobe one was quick. That's why everyone was so reactive to it. But, I mean, what if he does it in, the next 3 days? Is people going to be so as offended as if it was today?
I think so.
You do?
I do. Because
Sounds a little leftist to me.
Sure, whatever. The length of that hand touch felt a little leftist.
And that's what I want you to long. That's what I want you to know is that comment was right, but my gesture was leftist. So purple, baby.
Nice. Look, I feel like Godfrey was like, yo, man, he picked the wrong dude to do that joke with. And it did feel like that with Kobe. It was like, it wasn't just how sudden it was.
But Eister did that too.
Yeah, then he got upset. It was like, that was a great joke.
Yeah, see,
I loved it. There was no fat on that joke. I laughed really hard.
It was chopped perfect.
But like in the same way, Chadwick Boseman, like what a figure, and what a devastating thing that he passed.
Yeah. But I mean, it was kind of something that we knew about too, that he was struggling with cancer, and it was something that people die from all the time. So that the news is devastating, but then again, do we recognize the other maybe 5 to 10 people that died that same day from cancer complications? Okay,
so I feel like we both are like, this is a terrible thing, but both of us want to see Ari get into some shit. That's really what's going on. We want to be like, yo, man, do your crazy bullshit, and we can see what happens.
Unfortunately, drama is what fuels...
It's delicious.
Yeah, I don't know why we like it so much, but...
Have you been following what's been going on with the lead, with LOS and Ari Shaffir?
Not so much.
He's
LOS is the Legion of Skanks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He is insane.
With
Ari
them?
Shaffir, yeah. It is some of the most amazing podcasting I have heard in my life. The most recent episodes. Do you know what they're... I checked them out once long ago, and I was like, all right, fun. And I just jumped back in, and they're all like... They're all running for president of Legion of Skanks. And like they've like selected like vice presidents and stuff, and it's been like a running bit for like the past month or so.
Okay.
And Ari Shaffir, he's not officially part of them, but like he jumped on to run for president, and like the shit that he has done to like just like create mayhem and fuck people up, like is unbelievable. It is literally blowing my mind.
In that time span. Like, yeah. just whenever he said he was going to do it.
Look, so like an example is I won't give you a ton of spoilers, but like, there was
Yeah, I'm
one
gonna go check this
yeah,
out.
there was one episode where it was before the election results. They did have the election last episode. I'm not gonna tell you who won the presidency, but in the previous one, like they all brought like video clips of like endorsements of celebrities. They all tried to get celebrities and bring endorsements of celebrities, like Doug Stanhope or whoever or whatever. And so Ari Shaffir got Lewis's like 8-year-old son to pledge allegiance to him.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and he's showing it live, and Lewis like, is running for president. He's like, "What the fuck? You got my son?" And it's just shit like that. Like R like stands for mayhem, and he is just like destroying everything. And the shit that happens, it's unbelievable. It's so delicious.
Dope.
Yeah, dude. Like I cannot recommend it hard enough.
Yeah, see, because I know about them and I know what they do and stuff.
I mean, you got to wade through some bullshit with them sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's that's crazy though, especially with what they're doing with Ari and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know he's not really on there all the time, right?
Not all the time.
But it's
I haven't listened to it a ton, but like
it's just something that's been happening recently.
I just jumped onto it and I was like, oh my god, this is brilliant. Like they made Ari Shaffir take a lie detector test live. And like they're all assholes, so they're gonna ask him they're gonna ask him mean questions, and it's a real lie detector test.
Yeah, they're like, how do you really feel about this? And it's just like, I don't feel anything, and then it's just like, yeah, we know you're not lying.
Yeah, but they're like, do you actually feel bad for like drugging Bert Kreischer? And he's like, no. They're like, fuck, he's not lying.
Damn.
Other shit, but anyways, it's whatever.
It's beautiful.
Let's do you want to put a bow on this?
We've actually probably been here for 2 hours now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
If my fans wanted to find you or reach you in any way, that's okay. That's actually totally fucking, I just got these. Mm-hmm. And the bottom is on, no, it's not that one. There's like a thing at the bottom. I have to fix it.
Well, perfect time to.
I know, right?
What put a bow on it.
What amazing timing. Anyways, if my fans wanted to reach you or find you anywhere, social media wise, where can they find you?
My phone number is 505-453-9999.
Okay, and they could contact you for whatever.
Sure. I'm not the best with social media. I just like interacting in person with people.
Okay.
I got a Facebook, Tito Dameron. I got a Twitter, damn teats, that I don't use. I think I have an Instagram that I don't use. I'm on Facebook
Most of the time.
That's it.
All right, guys.
That's it, baby. I mean, like, it's quarantine. Nothing's happening.
And you'll see, once things start moving up and stuff, you'll see him all around Albuquerque doing shows and stuff.
If you're curious about capoeira, there is a healthy capoeira scene. Just how, like, there's a surprisingly healthy comedy scene in town. Great improv scene here. There's also, like, a great capoeira scene. Okay. 2 grandmasters just retired to Albuquerque. Grandmasters, not masters, grandmasters. They've been the guy who wrote like one of the first books about capoeira in English, Mestre Accordion. He has been teaching capoeira for like, I want to say 50 years, all right, along with his wife, who's also a master.
So he knows.
Yeah, no, they've done this for years and years and years, and they just moved. I just saw Mestre Sueli this right before this. We went and we were like renovating a place to start practicing there. The scene is great. Albuquerque's great.
Capoeira.
Yeah, you're great.
Look them up. We'll find everything you need, guys. Thank you guys for joining. You guys are awesome. Tito, thank you for coming again.
Thank you.
Really
Let's fight, Matt.
Yeah, I know, right? And Matt, I'm going to hit you up here in a second, Matt. Matt wants to be a guest here soon, but I actually need to get some things situated and stuff. Thank you for joining. Make sure to subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Look me up, all social media sites, MuseMe TV. Like, literally, just fucking Google it. Just Google MuseMe TV. I swear I'll be the first thing that comes up. Just Google it, guys.
Matt, you're full of shit. I can take you.
You guys are awesome. Make sure to take it easy. You heard it here, folks. I'll see you guys later.